Have you ever wished you could send custom email notifications from Google Forms and the standard notifications isn't working for you? In today's video, I'm going to show you how to take the Google form, and every time it's submitted, it will automatically populate an email in whatever email address that you want with the form responses right in your email inbox. Let's jump right in. So technically speaking, we could build this as a app script on the Google form, but the scripting is a little different in that case. And so I'm going to just build it on the Google Sheet side. And so on the Google Sheet that Google form is tied to, we're going to go to extensions and app script. Now, one reason you might want to build it on the form is if you have multiple forms that you want to handle differently on that Google Sheet. And so just keep that in mind. But we're going to go ahead and build it here. So form responses, I'm just going to call this product that. And then we're just going to call this function form responses. You can call it pretty much whatever you want. And then I'm going to add a placeholder here. It could be E, it could be edit, whatever. I'm just going to use E. It doesn't matter what this is, but that's a placeholder and we're going to refer to it down here. And so I'm going to say let responses equal to e.named values. And so you can see here is where we're referring to that placeholder. So this could be event as example, and then we just have to keep this event as well. So let's just keep it E, just like that. And then let's move on with the rest of our script. So there's a lot of flexibility and customization available here. It's really up to you. I just wanted to lay the groundwork for how this works. So I'm just going to put together a couple things like email subject. And then in this case, I'm just going to do backticks so we can use single quotes and say you've received a new lead. And by backticks, they are under the tilde on your keyboard. So usually above the tab key. All right, so next, let's do the email this is going to get sent to. And this is one of the advantages of doing a custom one is on the Google form, you technically can do a email notification for new responses. But first of all, it will only go to the owner. Second of all, you have no customization of that email. You just get the default that they sent. So this option allows you to send it to whoever you want. And theoretically, you could even send it to the person submitting the form, but we're just going to use a default as an example. So Sheets Ninja Sensei at gmail.com. And then we're going to do an email body. And then I'm going to use backticks here. So I didn't use them here because I'm not doing anything fancy here, but I'm using these backticks whenever I'm doing something different. And so in this case, we're going to say here are the lead details. You obviously can do whatever you want here. You can actually include HTML in here. So you could even do an HTML template and then plug these details in. And I'm going to show you how that would happen anyway here in a minute. So we have this E name values and responses here, or this could be response, I guess, since it's only one at a time. And so in that response, we're essentially going to have the questions and the answers. And so what we can do here, and those questions and answers come in object. And so as an example, let's just call this example, we'd have, what's your name? And then what's going to happen is we're going to have an array, and this would be my sample example is the name, right? And so this is what's going to show up, and then we're going to have the next one, which would be what's your email, and so forth. And then this would also be sample at example.com. So this would be how it would come through. And so we need to extract the data from here and add it to this list. And so the way we would do that is we can do for key in response. And so these are keys. And then this is the value is what this is, because this is an object. And inside an object, we have keys and values. So this is a way to iterate through and saying for each key in this object, we're going to pull some data out. And so we could basically pull this out, say let the question equal to the key, and let answer equal to response key. And that's how you get the answer or this part from the array, from the object. So one thing to keep in mind is currently this isn't an array, and this is just how they handle it, because you may have a multiple choice, in which case, something like that would come through. And so what we're going to do in this example is I'm just going to put a join, and that way if we have multiple answers, it'll pull them all through. Because we could do something like this and just do 0, and that would get this first element. But then if you have multiple answers, it's not going to pull them all through. And so if I do this join, it'll handle both cases. It'll just strip this out and just give us a sample example in this case. Or if it's sample example, then option 2, then it give us those separated by a comma. So that's just a more reliable way to do that. Then finally, we just need to add it to our email body, because we started with this, right? Here are the lead details, and then we just left them hanging. So to add them, we're going to do email body plus equals backtick, and I'm going to put together a single line with our question and our answer. And so what this plus equal does is it adds on to the end of our string here. And so I can do something like this. I can do a template literal, which is $ curly brace, and then it has automatically added a curly brace for the end. So it's $ left curly brace, right curly brace, and then we put a variable inside. So for example, question. So what this allows us to do is take a variable here and plug it into a string. And you can only do that when you have these backticks. So that's enough for now. I'm going to add something just in the string so we can mix basically variables and string. And then we can do our answer, just like that. So we can add other stuff here. You could make this like unordered list and make each one a list item, something like that. In this case, I'm just going to do strong, which is basically how you bold it, and then end my strong there, because I don't want my answer in bold. And then at the end of this, I could add a new line. And in HTML, you do that with BR. You could do paragraph tags as well. I just like BR when you're just doing simple line breaks. Really, it's up to you. If you're familiar with HTML, then I don't need to tell you how to do this, but this is just a simple way to do this. All right, so that will iterate then through each item, each question, and get the question and the answer and add it to the email body. So at the end of the day, it's going to get all of our questions from here and put them into our email body. So that's all we need there. And then to close this out, we can actually send the email. And so we could use the Gmail app, but I'm just going to use the Mail app because it doesn't require access to your Gmail. And so it's just a little more secure. So we're going to do send email, and I'm going to use an object in here as well. And so you see example here where we can do to, subject, and then HTML body. And so you can do something like this and just do email and so forth. Let's see if it will pop up there. So you can do it without the object in there, but the difference is this one only allows you to do a text body for the email. This one we can do to email subject and then our email subject, and then we can do HTML body. So we can actually put HTML into our email like this. So believe it or not, this is all the code for the base functionality. And then again, you can update this however you want. If you want to have a custom email template, you could add that in here, and you can kind of do whatever you want in that regard to make this as customized as you want. So you could, again, tie the email here. So like, for example, we have what's your email address. So in this case, we'd say something like if, let me put it down here. If question is equal to this, and I would need to put those backticks there because we have that single quote there. Then we could say email is equal to answer, just like that. And that's how we could grab the email from here, the responses, and plug it into who the email would go to. Or you could even just add it as a CC as well. So this is it. Now all we need to do is add a trigger so that this is going to automatically run every time the form is submitted. And so I'm going to go to this triggers, this clock icon over here. And then we're going to do two things essentially. We're going to authorize the script and add the trigger at the same time. So we could authorize the script by clicking run here. I'm just going to accomplish both at the same time with this triggers. So go to triggers and then create a new trigger here or add trigger here. And then we have this function here. So if you have multiple, just make sure you pick the right one. And then under here, we want to change this to on form submit, and then click save. And then we're going to have a little pop-up asking us to authorize the script. And this is just Google's disclaimer. So if you're the only one doing this, then you should be good to go. Click advanced and then go to form responses. And then finally it tells you what it's accessing. And then we can hit allow. And then once this closes out here in a second, you should see that trigger pop up. And so there is our trigger. And so this is all ready to go. So let me pull up my email real quick here. And we'll see that. So you will get a security alert every time you authorize a script like that. And you can always check it as well if you don't recognize what's happening. So let's go ahead and test this out. Let's go to our link here and copy this, pull it up here. So I'm just going to use Chester Tester here. And then let's do his email, which is completely and utterly fake. And then another completely and utterly fake phone number. And then finally, what program is he interested? Let's just do option 1 and click submit. So this has been now submitted. So if I go over here and check the email, boom, there it is. You received a new lead, and there's the lead details. I think I must have added 2 line breaks there. So let me just do it down to 1 so we don't have all that extra space. But there's our lead details with the phone number, email address, name, timestamp, and program that they're interested in. All right, so that is it for today's video. I hope this helps you to see how you can quickly and easily add a custom email to your Google form. And hopefully this gives you ideas on how you can incorporate other things into your project. So if this video is helpful for you, make sure to like and subscribe, and check out the other videos on our channel for more tutorials on both Google Sheets and AppScript. And as always, have a great day.